Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be giving you the roundup of the MotoGP and F1 races that took place over the weekend. In MotoGP, we had the Austrian Grand Prix, and in Formula 1, we had the Spanish Grand Prix. So without further delay, let's get right into it. Moto 3. Moto 3 was action packed as usual. Until the last lap, it was a fight between 10 riders to see who would take the top 3 spots. In the end, the World Championship leader Albert Arenas took the top spot, still battling with the injuries that he had sustained in the previous crash. Third place was secured by John McPhee, but he actually finished the race in 6th. But as the riders ahead of him exceeded track limits, so he was promoted to 3rd. Jama Masia of the Leopard Racing team finished brilliantly in 2nd place. Dennis Onchu showed promise early on as he was battling for the lead, but later came home in 8th. That's a great result for the youngster. And Darren Binder, as usual, from way back down on the grid, comes up and takes 6th position. Your top 10 riders were Moto 2. In Moto 2, early on, we saw a really horrible crash when the championship leader Rania Bastianini lost control of his bike and the bike was in the middle of the track on a straight. Sadly, half his siren hit the bike at really high speeds and it was terrifying to watch what went on after. Thankfully, both the riders were conscious, which was the good part, but it was scary nevertheless. After this incident, the red flag was out and the race was stopped, and it was a big loss for Bastianini as he scores no points. But when the race restarted, in the end at Red Bull's home turf, Jorge Martin gives them the win with an amazing ride after the restart, with Luca Marini in 2nd and Marcel Schrotter completing the podium. With this, Luca Marini is the new championship leader because of the loss that Bastianini suffered. And your top 10 riders were MotoGP qualifying. MotoGP qualifying was fun to watch. Maverick Vinales, Top Gun, took the pole position from Jack Miller, who was 2nd, and the championship leader Fabio Quartararo qualified in 3rd. The big news came in on Saturday also that Andrea Dovizioso will not be continuing with Ducati from 2021, and his next destination is still unknown. Paul Espargaro was in 5th for the home race for KTM, hoping to give them a win, because that would cheer them up immensely after what Darren Binder did for them in the last weekend. And Dovizioso did an amazing job qualifying in 4th on a track he loves so much and he has a 100% record on. Your top 10 qualified riders were race. The race was full of drama and some really scary stuff. Paul Espargaro was leading the race by about half a second when another horrific crash took place between Franco Morbidelli and Johan Zarco, as Morbidelli clattered into the rear end of Johan Zarco and both the riders were on the ground and it looked very serious. The flying wreckage of the bike almost hit Valentino Rossi not once but twice, and he was very lucky to get away unharmed. Morbidelli was initially taken away on a stretcher, but later on it was reported that both the riders were conscious and okay. The red flag was out, and after this incident the racing was stopped. Paul was not a happy man as he was leading by almost half a second and now he had to do it all over again. The new race distance was 20 laps and it was a thriller. Paul's day went from bad to worse as he was struggling after the restart and had a crash and also took out Miguel Oliveira. Sad day for him and KTM on their home race. It was a fight between the Suzukis and the Ducatis at the top, and it was the Suzuki of Johan Mir who took P2 on the last lap from Jack Miller, who finished just behind in P3. But your race winner was none other than the Ducati man Andrea Dovizioso. He on Saturday announced that he is quitting Ducati, and on Sunday comes out and wins the race and shows Ducati what they will be missing, and also retains his 100% record in Austria. Brad Binder was the top KTM in 4th place, again an amazing race by him, and Valentino Rossi was the top Yamaha in 5th. Your top 10 riders were. So guys, that's all when it comes to MotoGP. Now let's move on to Formula 1 qualifying. Kimi Raikkonen was amazing in qualifying, and it was the first time he made it to Q2, which was great to see. The Mercedes of Hamilton and Bottas were again dominant as Lewis took pole position and Bottas were just behind him by a whisker. Verstappen, the closest rival to Mercedes, did a fabulous job and qualified in 3rd. Perez was the top racing point in 4th, and Leclerc was the top Ferrari with 9th. The top 10 qualified drivers were race. The race, you can call it, was one-sided as it was one of the easiest wins Lewis Hamilton has ever taken. It looks almost as if he was on cruise mode and was going at it lap after lap and led from the beginning till the very end, and what a drive it was. The only minor hiccup he had was in the pits when his left rear took a little extra time to go on by his mechanic. Otherwise, it was just flawless. The two Racing Point cars made an awesome start as they swallowed Bottas in the start, but he came back at them and took his place. We had some really good exchanges between Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. That little battle was a pleasure to watch. Leclerc's race ended in disappointment as his engine was killed mid-race and he could do nothing about it. Mechanical failures are just the worst and it ruins the driver's day. Vettel finished in a decent 7th as the top Ferrari, which was a much needed result for him. Verstappen came home in a brilliant second and Bottas had to settle for third, and he also got an extra point for the fastest lap. Stroll and Perez were 4th and 5th, which means it was a great day for the Racing Point, or the Pink Mercedes as you can call it. But all credit to Lewis for another amazing dominant show. Can anybody even catch Lewis at this point? I really don't think so. And your top 10 finished drivers were. So guys, that is all in this video for what happened in the races. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you dislike what you saw, hit the dislike button twice. Also subscribe to the channel for more such updates, and don't forget to check out other videos that I have posted. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.